Hello there, everybody. This is General Snivy, and welcome back to more Banjo Kazooie speedrunning. Today, we're going to be doing just that. However, we're going to be switching things up this time around. We're going to be playing the Xbox version of the game again. The reason as to why is because I felt like doing something a little bit different, for one. And the second reason is I want to try out a route that is specifically made for the Xbox version of the game. And really, there's only a slight change to the routing. So instead of doing Treasure Trove Cove after Mumbo's Mountain, we'll be doing Clanker's Cavern as the second level. That's my plan, and let's see if this plan will actually work. Of course, I am planning on possibly getting a personal best today, but you never know. Alright, let's go. Let's get this started. So, not only did I decide to change the routing on Xbox, but I've also elected to employ the non-traditional FFM method for the Xbox version of the game. From what I'm hearing, the non-traditional FFM route is faster on Xbox as opposed to doing that sort of method on N64. And the reason as to why that's faster on Xbox is simple. It's due to the fact that you don't have to speak the balls to relearn your moves and everything. You can just collect what you need to collect and just go. How in God's name did I do that? We already have a clip here today. What a wonderful start, huh? That's awesome. And I added a stream marker so that way I have a general idea of where I can where to make the clip later. And also, for those of you who are wondering, yes, the new Ninpalk Skip is possible to do on Xbox as well. The method is exactly the same. I know, I've actually done it myself. It's the same exact thing. Alright, let's get started. Gorilla is Conga, not Wonka. Not Willy Wonka here. Okay, Mad Monster. This one. Wonder Wing. Okay. Kinda had to guess there. Ah, damn it, that's a visual question. So, as you can see, despite me actually pulling off Ninpalk Skip there, due to the fact that it changed to a visual question, I had to answer the question correctly in order to not get killed. Because if I would have answered incorrectly, I would have been thrown into the lava and I would have died. So, yeah. That was unfortunate. Of course I would get this. God damn it. Oh boy. Well, this is a excellent start, said no one ever. Anyway, I know it's been at least a week since I've last live streamed, and I've explained this on Twitter, but for those of you who don't follow me there, I'll go ahead and explain it anyway. The reason for my absence is due to the fact that my sister came up here from Maryland, and she was visiting us for a week. So, as of last week until now, My sister was visiting us, and we spent some time together. And I haven't seen my sister in like 2 years. That's how freaking long it's been since I've last seen her. It has been far too freaking long since I've last seen her. And of course I miss her already. Okay. I have no idea. Something about gates. Worms. Okay. Are you kidding me, game? Seriously? Wow. Screw you. Okay. Well, looks like we're gonna have to try a Ninpalk Skip in order to possibly proceed forward. Okay, that is, of course, Gobi's Valley, no question. Juju. That's the name. Yeah, I saw your comment. Yeah, that was really weird how the hit detection on the Can the Eel Come Out to Play mission was kind of rigged. Even so, though, it is a cartridge from 1996 that came with the N64, so it is kind of to be expected that it is going to have some problems. So it's not really that surprising. Even so, though, it is kind of annoying. Come on, you can do it. I know that Ninpalk Skip does work here. It works on any depth square. Oh, come on, game! Another visual question? Damn. Well, this is gonna be rather awkward. Just gotta mash through and pray. No. Cover shot. I have no idea. Oh, okay. It let me through. Good. Okay, that is Gobi's Valley. Can we finally start a freaking run? Find out in the next exciting episode of Dragon Ball Z. Yeah, we had a lot of fun together. I'll be getting into that momentarily. Finally, we can actually start a run after roughly 15 goddamn minutes. Good lord. About gosh diddly dang time. It's been far too frickin' long. Oh man, that was painful. Funny enough how Ninpalk Skip failed on both attempts on trying to set up SFM. I hope that's not a sign of things to come. But only one way to find out. Let's begin. Alright, here we go. Time to put this plan into motion. As my phone decides to go off for some reason, I'm showing off Reddit, I guess? Who knows? So, yes, I am. I am playing on Xbox 360 today. And the reason as to why is because I am, I'm trying out a new route Well, it's not really new. It is more of a established route, but it's new to me. New in the sense of, I never tried this before. And that is, instead of going into Treasure Trove Cove as level 2, I'm going to Clanker's Cavern as level 2, and then doing Treasure Trove, if you know what I mean. Are you kidding me right now, game? Are you kidding me? Okay, that is a reset immediately, and a big fat oof. I said reset, damn it. And there we go, thank you. God damn. Unfortunately, we will have to sit through Baal's little lecture yet again. To be honest, I'm not sure which is worse. Getting a lecture from Rossetti from Animal Crossing about resetting, or bottles? That's a question that's kind of burning in my mind right now. Wouldn't that be something? Alright, getting on to my little quote-unquote vacation time with my sister. On the first day that she was up here, technically it was kind of second, because the first day she had to do like a 10-hour drive. And yeah, the drive from Maryland to Maine, it can be pretty long, depending on how fast you go, how traffic is, depending on the traffic conditions in like New York City and Connecticut. Yeah. The time can vary quite a bit. But anyway, the first day that she was up here, she just came and shortly after went to bed. I don't blame her, because it was a very long drive and her butt was practically numb at that point due to the long drive. You gotta imagine the endurance that you have to go through for such a long road trip. Even if it's not in one sitting, it's still an endurance within itself. Okay. So, after that, the next day, we all decided to, or at least my sister took me out to the mall. We went to the mall, did a little bit of shopping, and we talked about possibly going to see a movie. My sister gave me two choices of different movies that we can go and see. It was either Detective Pikachu or the Disney live-action remake of Aladdin. I chose the latter, and the reason why is not because of nostalgic reasons, trust me. It was more of it was due to the fact that my sister was planning on seeing Detective Pikachu when she got back home with her friends. And I did not want to take that time away from her. So, we chose Aladdin. And I'll go ahead and say something up front. Damn it. Well, that's a reset. Now, when it comes to the movie, I actually liked it. And I know exactly what you're thinking right now. Yeah, I'm blasphemous. I'm a blasphemous man right now. Yeah, I know it sounds blasphemous that I actually liked a live-action remake of a Disney movie. Go figure. But trust me, it was not that bad. Of course, it wasn't as good as the original, don't get me wrong. I mean, the original blows it right out of the water in every way, shape, and form, but hey, I'm just saying, that's my personal opinion. Actually, yeah, there are several differences when it comes to Banjo Kazooie on Xbox 360 as well as N64, but I'll get back into that later. But anyway, back to my previous discussion. I actually really liked the Aladdin remake. I thought it was good. I liked Will Smith as the genie. He played a really good genie in the film. I liked him. Of course, he wasn't as good as the late Robin Williams, of course, but hey, he still gave a really dang good performance. And I also like the little extra screen time of which the remake gave the genie in this version of the film. I wish they went a little further with it, but hey, you can't wish for everything to be the best like nothing ever was, but hey, I'm just saying. As far as what else I liked about the film, the effects were actually pretty good. I liked it. It's not like anything spectacular or anything, but it was still good enough as is. I like the setting, of course. And the setting for Agrabah did make sense. Speaking of which, that's one of the things I definitely didn't like about the film was the changing of pronunciations of certain things, such as Agrabah. No, seriously, they changed the pronunciation of Agrabah to Agrabah, or something like that. It sounds like he's saying algebra rather than Agrabah. It was dumb. It was one of the dumbest design choices I've ever heard. But hey, you can't win them all. There is one other thing that's also noteworthy too, and from my sister, I've heard that the original actor who voiced Jafar in the animated version of Aladdin, he also reprised his role in the Broadway version of Aladdin. Well, sadly he was replaced by another actor, and of course he is nowhere near as good as the original actor. Just saying. Nowhere near as good at all. So that was kind of lame. But hey, it honestly was not that bad. He did give a good... Yes, it's definitely worth checking out. Aladdin is definitely worth checking out. You may like it, or you may not. I hear pretty mixed things about it, but, me, I'm in the minority by saying I actually like the film. It's not as good as the original, that is for sure, but it's still good enough to stand on its own 2 feet, at least in my opinion. Now, getting to your question, Shawario Mox. I wonder why you changed your name again. Anyway, on to the question. You're wondering about differences between Xbox 360 as well as N64. Well, the Xbox 360 version of the game is based on version 1.1 of Banjo Kazooie on the N64. So certain glitches and exploits are not able to be executed here. The only really notable exploit that you cannot execute in version 1.1 as well as Xbox is Termite Skip. So Termite Skip is not possible in this version, or in version 1.1 of Banjo Kazooie on N64. Other than that, there's not that much of a difference when it comes to massive glitches and exploits. Another sort of a glitch that was patched, kind of, was the being able to get the Jiggy early in from the dang it, what's the name of the level? Gobi's Valley? I'm thinking of the Witch Switch Jiggy from Gobi's Valley. That's the one that they kind of patched, but not really. You see, when you're going against the sarcophagus, you can just roll into it to grab the Jiggy without opening up the sarcophagus on version 1.0 on N64. However, on Xbox, you actually have to do something a little bit different. So, RBA route. Interesting. Though, Isn't RBA's optimization not returning to Mumbo's Mountain via RBA? At least on Xbox. I know it's like that on N64 for obvious reasons, but even so, it's still kind of interesting nonetheless. Also, welcome to the stream, Shadow Worm. Glad you can make it. Are you kidding me? How did that miss? Okay, that was weird. The freaking panel disappeared. Okay. Okay. There are some other differences on Xbox as well as N64. As you can see, the Xbox version of the game runs a lot smoother than it does on N64. And also, I'm not sure if they upped the frame rate or not. It kind of looks like it did, so it was up from 30 FPS to 60. Then again, maybe it isn't, and my mind's just playing tricks on me. Or it's just the way the game is being played. Also, I suck at this. Are you kidding me right now? Okay, screw this. That is way too many god diddly dang mistakes. Huh. Okay. I wonder if that information is current, though. That's the thing. Because the current world record on Xbox is like several months old. And that's, I think it's around 10 months old. I'm not too sure, but regardless. It does not include the new Ninpalk Skip when it comes to world record in that category. I'm sure if he attempted to go for world record again and tried to reduce that time even further, he could probably optimize the game to a point where they're almost on equal footing on N64. Possibly. I don't have that kind of skill yet. There's still a lot I need to learn. And those skills I need to learn yet are, of course, RBA, Reverse Speed Adventure, and also 450 No Door Skip and Freezes Peak Early. Though, the last two tricks are more or less one that I need to learn too. Months of rust, huh? I know what that's like. I mean, I haven't ran this game in a little bit of time due to the vacations I had to go on. But other than that, though, I have no idea. I didn't read the question. Note, read question. Piranhas. Okay, that is Bubble Gloop. Okay. Extra money. Nice, tasty 3-minute save in Furnace Fun. Yeah, I know. I think it's more or less 2 minutes. Dang it. Dang it. Okay. There we go. There we go. Finally, we got another freaking attempt ready to go. About dang time, too. And this time I'm in the mood. I can fly real high with my bird and backpack. With my freaking bear fists out. I'm one tough bear and bird. Yep. First one's Ninpalk Skip can be kind of difficult to execute, but in reality, it really isn't. I've actually practiced that trick when it was first discovered. I practiced it for an hour and a half, and I think I've mastered it for the most part. But the only thing that I'm still missing here is being able to do it extremely quickly. Are you talking to me, Nate the Great? Also, welcome to the stream. I've not done any percent for Banjo Kazooie, whether it be Xbox or N64. And the reason why is because I still need to learn those tricks that make any percent even possible. Oh, okay. That makes more sense then. There is also one other very big difference between N64 and Xbox Banjo Kazooie, and that is note scores, Jinjos, and stuff of that nature. They no longer reset upon death on Xbox anyway. However, there are some things that still do reset, such as puzzles. But for the most part, though, everything stays collected no matter what, if you die or not. So long as you collected it, it stays collected. So that is awesome. It makes it a lot more approachable for newcomers. And even for speedrunners, too, this is more beginner-friendly than it is for N64. For one, there's you don't have to worry about termite skip in Xbox because that's not a thing in this version. Unless, of course, you do RBA, which I don't think RBA follows the goes back to Mumbo's Mountain. Again, I don't know how to do RBA yet. I've actually tried to look up how to do RBA. I just can't execute it to save my life. Also, that's a reset immediately. Man, I just can't get things started today, now can I? Just seems like no matter what I do, nothing ever works. Oopsie. RBA is Reverse B Adventure. It's a glitch where you can take the B transformation from Click Clock Wood and fly around Grunty's lair and go back to previous levels and do them as the bee. Or even go around and collect Jiggies from Grunty's lair as the bee. Which is a very fun glitch within itself. I wish I could pull it off, but sadly I can't. Believe me, I've actually tried to learn the trick. I just can't get it to work. I don't know why, I just plain can't. And there are two methods that I know of that you can use to execute Reverse B Adventure. The first method was the original method, which is considered one of the most difficult, or actually the most difficult of the two methods. That is, activate the Warp Cauldron transformation, the Warp Cauldron in Click Clock Wood while you're the bee. Fly as high as you can, trigger the cutscene to start transforming back, and also trigger the pot activation sequence at the same time. And if you manage to pull that off, you can just grab the B transformation, jump into the pot, and then continue your way that way. However, that is really difficult, and if you manage to fail to execute it in time, then unfortunately your run dies immediately. So that is far too risky and too inconsistent. So the second method, I'm not sure who discovered this originally, but the second method is you fly against the 765's note door over the little alcove like right above the door without triggering it to open. If you manage to go out of bounds with the B transformation, you then have to quickly lean and then turn so that way you don't end up voiding out. While out of bounds, you would then navigate towards the nearest exit and then just continue your way through the layer that way. And from what I hear, that is the easier of the two methods. It even looks really easy, but actually doing it is really damn hard. At least for me. I just do not get how people are able to do it so easily. Granted, I know they practice those things quite a lot, but even so, just how did they make it look so easy? It just baffles me. Yep, basically dead. You're definitely right about that. When it comes to Cauldron RVA. Funny enough, I never actually tried Cauldron RBA before. But, funny enough, it was first discovered to only be possible in the PAL version of the game. However, it was later discovered to be possible in NTSC using the same method. Which is really interesting. But hey, it is a pretty interesting discovery nonetheless. And that's basically reverse speed adventure. The other glitch that I still need to figure out how to do is what is known as Freezy Peak Early, as well as 450 Note Door Skip. The way it's supposed to work is you glitch your way between the seam of a slope and the ramp that leads to the 450 Note Door. After you manage to get out of bounds, you then fly into the loading zone of Freezy Peak. Afterwards, you would just fly inside and do the level like normal. Then after you're done that, then you do 450 Note Door Skip. So what that is, you just skip the requirements for the 450 Note Door, enter its loading zone, and just enter. Oops. Oh, crap. Well, that's a dead run, if I do say so myself. God damn it. Jesus flip. Kill me. I panicked and triple tapped my frickin' egg count. Damn it. Funny enough, I did do a little bit of practicing when it comes to this new route. I did it a little bit off screen. I made it past the first level at least, but I didn't try to go into Clanker's Cavern yet. And the reason as to why, I just didn't have the time to do it. So, after completing Mumbo's Mountain, I just simply stopped. So, the reason why this route is so drastically different is because due to the fact that you're not given the eggs and feathers from bottles from learning the moves, you have to go and collect them yourself, and you have to manage them very, very carefully. If you happen to misfire your eggs or misuse too many feathers, your runs are basically dead because you just don't have time to go around and collect more. You basically have to take what you can get and just run with it. Okay. Okay, let's try this again now. That is Gobi. Okay. Freezes it Cove. I wonder if that would be a natural level in Banjo Kazooie. That would be hilarious. Of course, that had to be a Grundy question. That is not Gobi's Peak. I win. Okay. Let's begin anew. Now, shall we? And hopefully I won't misfire my dang eggs. Like an idiot. Okay, let's go again. And sit through yet another frickin' wonderful lecture by Bottles the Almighty All-Knowing Mole. Seriously. I kind of wonder if he's related to Rossetti. They're both moles. And I know, I'm just talking out of my ass. And that's just simply not true. But, wouldn't that be the most hilarious thing if Rossetti was like Miles' father or even long-lost brother? Granted, I know he has a brother named Jam Jars and Banjo Tooie. But even so, wouldn't that be hilarious? Especially if he gets yelled at. Granted, I think his wife does the same sort of thing in Banjo Tooie. But hey, just saying. Okay. I'm surprised that even worked. Okay. I guess one other thing we're talking about. I guess I can get back to that little vacation I had last week, spending time with my sister and everything. So, one other notable day that is worth talking about is about a day or two before my sister had to leave back and go back to Maryland. We spent the day together, just myself, my sister, and my mother. The three of us went out and we went to our local brewery. It was like a brewery slash tavern, I guess you can put it. It's a place where you can just go and eat, and it takes place within a brewery. It's actually quite fun. So while there, we of course got our drinks. We had a few drinks. We had some fun just chatting and talking about things. And so one really cool thing about this place was they had this weird, I don't even know how to describe this, but they have this beer that it has a sour taste. Oh, okay. Well, thank you for stopping by, Shadow Worm. Have a good day at work. But anyway, as I was saying, this brewery had this, sour beer. And my sister and mother tried the beer, and they didn't like it. And yet, I liked it for some reason. I'm someone who does not like beer. I'm dead serious. I do not like beer. Beer, to me, tastes either like cat piss or cigarette ash. However, this beer was much different. Instead of tasting like either one of those things, it tasted, sour, kind of fruity. The fruity kind of sourness that I would find in, say, like a Smirnoff Ice. It's kind of weird to describe it, but I like the tingling, soury sensation of which the drink provided. It was really good. Granted, I didn't drink the entire thing, because I was drinking soda alongside it, which probably killed the mood in the first place, but hey, it was still a really dang good beer. And after that, we actually sat down to eat. Oh my god, get up there. There we go. Okay, so when we sat down to eat, some of the items that they had, on offer as far as food is concerned really blew us away as far as, how good they tasted. It was actually quite astounding of how good that food actually was. I don't know what it is, it's just, it's got that, it's one of those things where you have to experience it for yourself in order to fully understand what I'm talking about here. But regardless, it was really good. What I had, I actually split my appetizer between myself, my mother, and sister. It was this big, soft pretzel. I think it was, like, battered in, like, some sort of beer-like dough. I'm not really sure what this is, but regardless, it was good. It was freaking good, man. What am I doing? Whew. Oh. Okay. So you changed your name in reference to a wrestler that you like. Okay. That's understandable. Okay. So, along with this pretzel, my sister got this, burger that was also really good, at least to her, and, along with, some other platter that she got, too. So, that was pretty nice. My mother, I think, got a salad. I think it's like a Caesar salad or something, to that extent. I'm not 100% sure, but regardless, it was something to that extent. So, I figure I'd throw that out there. Oof. Well, that was unexpected. As well as that, I just could not see. Conga from the DK universe. It would be kind of interesting if it was. Okay. Right, I gotta transform here. I'm a doofus. Okay. So, getting back to my previous discussion before about, the food that we had at the brewery, what I got, it was a pepperoni pizza. It was a really dang good pizza, and I feel, in my honest opinion, it really gives Pizza Hut a run for its money. The crust was really good, the deli sliced pepperonis were also really dang good. I like the fact that the crust was like, okay, for some reason I got disconnected from Xbox Live. I'm not sure what the hell's up with that. Well, as long as it doesn't revert my game to trial mode, I'm perfectly happy. It's not like I really care about Xbox Live all that much anyway. Okay. Now the bing bada booma, we are done here. Wow, save 25... Gamer profile offline. Okay. Just continue offline. That is so lame how the game just simply stops, even though you're offline. That is just ridiculous. Oh no, it's fine. My spelling isn't the best out there either. I hope it doesn't act like it's going to stop me every single time. Every single time I actually do something in the Witch's Lair and get some scores of some kind. That would be kind of dumb. Okay. Well, unfortunately, we lost quite a bit of time due to Xbox Live nonsense. But, getting back to my previous discussion, I'm not sure what it was about the pizza, but it was just probably one of the best pizzas I've ever had. It could have been the crust, the deli sliced pepperonis. I'm not really too sure what it was, but it was definitely something of interest, that's for sure. So really, this brewery really exceeded our expectations. And I definitely recommend this particular brewery. And sadly, I can't remember the name of it, dang it. But it is only like a few minutes away from our house. I can't even... I think it begins with an M. I feel like it's Miller's, but no, that's not right. I would pull it up via my phone, because I actually took a picture of the place's entrance, but I can't quite pull up the picture right now while I'm in the middle of speedrunning. That's a bad idea. Maybe if a run ends in failure or something, I'll do that. Oh, come on, game! Why you take away my A press? Whoops. God, this game sometimes, I swear, just loves to randomly take away your presses for no reason. It's not like I'm trying to do any sort of half presses or anything. No, that's a bit complicated. Like, more complicated than it needs to be. That's for sure. You'd be surprised of what you may find may out Pizza the Hut. Though, the pizza I had, it didn't out Pizza the Hut, but it was really damn good and really close to it. It was comparable, in my opinion, to their pan pizzas. My favorite, though, is still their stuffed crust pizza. When it comes to Pizza Hut, anyway. Okay. This is gonna be really dang annoying. Because of air management. There we go. All done with that. I will be honest, that was kind of slow. But hey, this section is always slow, at least for me. There's probably an optimal way of doing that. I just have not figured it out yet. It'll come in due time, though I have been speedrunning the game for months now. Still, just saying. Now I'm kind of wondering if I'll have enough air to make it to the surface. Ooh, host. Univin, thank you so much for the host, man. Highly appreciated. And thank you so much for that massive host, man. Highly appreciate that as well. Holy crap. That is amazing. Okay, that's not good. Okay, let's get this started. GI, dude. I don't even know what that means, but, welcome. Welcome to the stream, and thanks again for the host. Okay. Ooh, we have another host. It's from Shawaria Mox. Thank you again for the host. Oh, Grunty Industries. Okay. Now I understand. Okay. Okay. Here we are. Bazinga. Oh, almost made it. Just seems like that jump is just really dang difficult to make for me for some reason. Excellent. Oh dear, this is not good. That works. Nice recovery. Granted, I'm a goober. I'm just so used to talking to bottles as soon as I get here that I kind of forgot, hey, you do that. You just run. Run right past it. No problem. Don't worry about the move collecting. Hello? You're on Xbox here. Oops. Here we go. Okay. Come on, let's go. Up we go. Phew. Okay. Okay. Still gotta get used to having to collect all the feathers and stuff of that nature. Another reason as to why people tend to do Clanker's Cavern first as opposed to Treasure Trove Cove in this route is due to the fact that you can collect all the eggs and feathers that you need in this particular level. There's plenty of them to go around. And trust me, you need every single one you can get. Though it is kind of debatable of whether or not they're actually worth it or not. Oh, come on, get up there, thank you. Well, that was kind of annoying. Okay. Almost done here. Just got a few more things to pick up and then we'll be out of here. Excuse me? Excuse me, game. What the hell was that? That's what you call bullshit. Oh my god, seriously, screw this frickin' game. Okay, I'll have to edit that clip later. That's better. Sucks that I lost quite a bit of time due to that stupid bullcrap. Oh. Well, it kind of sucks that that happened, but hey, you gotta do what you gotta do. It's understandable. Okay. Okay, how did I miss? How am I missing? Screw this. I've wasted far too many eggs just because of that stupid bullcrap. Wow. I can't believe I did that. And I can't believe I got frickin' stuck. Wow. This is bad. That was just really, really bad. Almost a rip, but not quite a rip yet. We still have a little bit of things left. Just got one last swim to go through, and then after that, we're out of here. And you may be wondering, why is it that I returned to the surface upon exiting that tunnel? Well, the reason as to why is I suck at this swimming section. And that's why. I have a tendency to get stuck or just miss the collectible that I need to collect just before I drown. So, that's why I called the quote-unquote safe strat. You return to the surface after you exit out of the mutant crab tunnel. That way, you have some extra time to go through the water and collect what you need. This is especially important if you're playing on Xbox. Due to the smoother frame rate, it seems as though due to the fact that it's smoother, you have less time to go through the water. Okay. It may have seemed like I lost like over 2 minutes, but trust me, it's not that way. It really isn't. We'll be able to make up for that later. Okay. Oh God. Why did I face in that direction? No idea. Okay, let's get back to my previous discussion as from before. After we got done with the brewery, we then decided to go to a local bar. And the reason why we went there is because what was going on that day was they had a couple of bands performing there beginning at 7 p.m. And it was in support for the Make-A-Wish Foundation of Maine. So we decided to just go there and donate $20 towards the cause. And we basically hung out at the bar for a few hours. And we had a few drinks and played some pool. That's basically what we did. We then decided to wait a little while until the band started to play. But they were taking so long with getting things set up that we just decided to leave. So, that was that night. We had a lot of fun at the bar, though. It was a bit of a dump, though. And it kind of needs to be given the treatment of Bar Rescue. It really does. If anyone's seen that show, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's really good. Anyway, we had some fun at the bar, played a few games of pool, and we just overall had a really good time. Afterwards, we just headed back home and relaxed. And we definitely needed to relax, especially after having a little too much fun, if you know what I mean, with certain people. Thankfully, I was not one of those people, but I'm not going to say who it was in the first place. Climb up. Wow. Unknown sun glare much. Well, that setup could have most certainly gone better. Okay, how in God's name did I miss that? Guess I began turning too soon. Oh well. Excellent. At least I got the frickin' spawn, but barely. Definitely happy about that. Okay, this is when things are going to start getting interesting. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And of course. Okay, at least I managed to nail the first flight, first of 3. Let's see if we can nail the next one. Oddly enough, nailing the second flight, I find it to be easier on Xbox as opposed to N64. And I think the reason as to why is because the details on the walls are more defined here as opposed to N64, where it's basically a blur. Which, that does make sense, because given the limitations of the hardware and everything. Still, though. Figure I'd mention it anyway. Okay. Oh dear. I think that's too low. Shouldn't have been looking down. Damn it! Ah, failed the second flight. Oh well, time to go for the backup strat. Damn it! Frickin' snacker. Why do you have to spawn in front of me in my frickin' path? Granted, I know that's kind of what he's supposed to do, but it still sucks that he spawned there in the first place, which is really, really dumb. Oh, crap. That's what I like to see. Definitely happy about that. At least Quick Nipper was not too bad. Although this is going to be bad, especially with these freaking crabs who want to gang rape my ass. Oh my god, that was too close. Honestly, I'm surprised I actually survived that encounter, because my runs have died so many times due to those freaking crabs. Maybe not those crabs in particular, but other crabs in the level. Especially the one at the sandcastle, where I failed the death warp. Right. I almost moved on thinking I managed to pull off the second flight. In actuality, I did not. Yeah, that's not high enough. Dang it. Okay. Yeah, it does. The Xbox 360 version of Banjo Kazooie, in my opinion, is the superior version of the game. Of course, it's not so good when it comes to speedrunning, due to not being able to skip messages and everything, and also not being able to perform termite skip. But even so, you can still perform most of the other glitches in the game. Albeit some of them you have to do a slightly different method of doing it, but hey, at least you can do it. Including the Ninpalk Skip, which was recently discovered. Oopsie. Wrong button. Okay. It's funny how I said that the second flight is easier to pull off in this version, and yet I fail it anyway. This one is not any easier no matter which version of the game you play. Okay. 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 Fine, I'll just do this, the old-fashioned way. That way I'm not wasting all my feathers. Still sucks that I had to do that. All because I executed the beak bomb far too late. Oh well, that's okay. Sometimes these things just happen. I'm definitely going to need to reduce my health quite a bit if I'm going to prepare for the next part. Alright, that should be fine. Although that doesn't really help things along. Anyway, I guess one thing that's worth mentioning right now is, out of the two versions of Banjo Kazooie that are out there, which are N64 and Xbox, I prefer Xbox over N64 due to the quality of life improvements of which this version of the game made. Such as note scores no longer resetting upon death, which is a very, very big one, and the fact that it runs a lot smoother, too. Okay. Perfect. Okay. There we go. Treasure Trove Cove is done. Now the route basically goes back to normal at this point. So our next stop after we grab this is going to be Bubble Gloop Swamp. Oh boy, this level. This is definitely going to be a fun one. That's for sure. I'm also kind of surprised that I managed to rainbow the previous split. Despite the fact that I'm like 48 seconds behind. At least according to my timer. But, even so. It may still be good that I can make up for lost time later. So, I'm perfectly happy with that. Now, if you're doing this game via the RBA routing, you would not even bother to, yeah, you can technically do cheats in this version of the game. However, bottles will inform you that activating said cheats will disable your ability to save progress, as well as post onto the leaderboards. I mean, if it would not allow you to post on the leaderboards, that's one thing, and I would happily accept that little consequence. Because cheaters never never prosper. However, disabling your ability to save progress, that's crossing the line, and that is really lame. The only cheats you're allowed to enter to not incur that penalty is the ones that you earn via Cheeto, which he allows you to double eggs, double feathers, stuff like that. So long as you found them and activated the cheats after finding them, then you're still able to continue. No problem. Other than that, though, all other cheats are considered quote-unquote illegal. I don't think that will delete your save data by any means. I think, unless you enable 3 quote-unquote illegal cheats like in the original version of the game. I'm not 100% sure. Then again, I think that rule was abolished since it disables your ability to save progress anyway. There is, funny enough, a category in Banjo Kazooie that some runners can choose to employ or not. It's known as Sandcastle percent. Basically, you go through the game and complete it as fast as humanly possible with the Sandcastle floor cheats. And I think from what I hear in that route, you enable the cheat to access all levels, or something to that extent. Okay. Okay. Phew. There's that one. Now, if you remember this section, on N64, that was incredibly laggy. Probably the laggiest section in the entire game. However, on Xbox, that issue is ironed out completely. So it's smooth all the way through. Which, that makes sense due to the advanced hardware. Even with the high-res textures. Just saying. Okay. Next. Okay. There is one other sort of glitch slash advanced movement that you can perform in this level in particular. It's known as hut jumping. This can be executed in all versions of the game. And basically you just jump from the first hut to the second, from the second to the third, and then just proceed like normal until the second to last hut. Then after you reach that second to last hut, you would just jump off of the roof of that and then continue that way. However, no matter which version of the game I play, I just cannot pull that off consistently. I honestly can't, no matter how hard I try. So because of the fact that I can't pull it off on a consistent basis, I don't even bother trying. It's like I know how to do it, it's just, actually pulling it off is another thing altogether. Okay, I'm surprised that even reached. Okay, seriously? I thought I jumped too far for a second there. Okay. Time for the Tip-Top Choir. One of the only major RNG elements in this game. Red, purple, red. Okay. Yellow, red, yellow. Okay. Next. Okay. Okay, that was the wrong color. My mistake. There we go. All done with that. RNG stands for Random Number Generator. So, the Tip-Top Choir is one of a couple of RNG elements. So, what that means is the patterns that you get for all 3 lessons in the choir are never the same, and they're different from playthrough to playthrough. For a long time, another major component of RNG that was very annoying were the grunty squares during Furnace Fun, before we found a way to skip it almost in its entirety. The major RNG element of that, before the new Ninpalk Skip was discovered, was the grunty square. So, a user had to come up with what is known as the Furnace Fun calculator in order to figure out what pattern that your file has when it comes to the board. You basically would have to talk to Bryntilda, aka Grunty's younger, nicer sister, who's also a fairy godmother. You would have to speak to her between 2 or 3 times throughout the course of your playthrough in order to get a good pattern. And pray, really. So, the most ideal pattern to have is like 5 possible patterns by the time you reach the board. However, with the introduction and the new Ninpalk Skip being employed now, we no longer need the Furnace Fun calculator, and it's basically thrown in the trash, which is freaking awesome. Of course, there is still the possibility of not being able to pull off the skip, but even so, that's only like a 1 in 5 kind of a situational happening, which is not very often. Okay, I thought for a moment there I had to sit through additional dialogue. Right, because this is Xbox and I went through the introductory dialogue in Mumbo's Mountain in this route. I'm a goober. I just sat there for no reason. Oh well. Okay. This is one thing that Xbox does not have over N64, and that is the ability to skip messages whenever you confirm to start a minigame. So you kind of have to sit there for additional time in order to get through the entire dialogue sequence. Thankfully you can speed it up, but it's still not as good as, say, being able to skip through the entire thing. But the strategy for this minigame in particular is still the same for the most part. You just, in the first round, just let Mr. Vile gain like an 8-point lead or so, and then pray you get good RNG with the spawn logic of these frickin' yum-yum object things. Gobble them up and just pray that they spawn near you rather than near Mr. Vile. And then you're all good. I can't believe I just barely won the first round. Jesus. That was far too close. Anyway, the reason why we let Mr. Vile gain such a huge lead on us in the first round is because his AI is rubber banding. So the further behind you are from him, the slower he'll move. So if he gains such a massive lead, he'll move slower than a frickin' slug until you catch up to him, in which case he regains his regular speed and starts going normal. However, if you start getting a huge lead on him, he'll move faster than frickin' Sonic the Hedgehog. Or at least comparable to him anyway. Regardless, it is something worth noting anyway. Okay, how did I miss that? On my way, thank you. Final round, let's do this. On my way, jerk. Surprised I even counted. It really sucks to be stuck behind Mr. Vile. He has a very wide hitbox for some reason, wider than his character model. Not that much wider, but it's still pretty dang wide, which is ridiculous. Okay, cool. I win. God damn it, of course I get this. Huh. Okay, that's pretty interesting. Funny enough, sometimes I get ads that are advertising local businesses here in Maine as well. It's due to targeting advertising based on your location. And I'm okay with that. I honestly am. I mean, it's an ad. It's not like it matters all that much. But anyway, there was a bit of annoyance that we kind of had to go through. Since I am playing on Xbox and not being able to skip through messages, yeah, you lose roughly 15 seconds. So, what am I talking about exactly? Well, upon finishing the Mr. Vile minigame, if you get too close to Mr. Vile before grabbing his Jiggy, he will challenge you to an extra game where you have to choose to accept or just run off like a slug, as he puts it. So, what I'm talking about exactly is you can play that extra game to get some extra lives. However, for every game you lose, he chomps you for that many lives. So, yeah, that is kind of lame. However, since I am in the middle of a speed run, that minigame is completely unnecessary. So, you can just skip through and run off like a like the slug you are. So, that is something worth noting. If you were playing this on N64, you can just do the button combination of L, R, and B to skip out of that dialogue box and cancel that minigame altogether if you so desire. However, if you are playing on Xbox and you end up getting that dialogue box, you lose like approximately 15 seconds. And the reason why you lose so much time is due to the fact that the dialogue itself is really dang long. Why is it so long? Nobody knows. But hey, if you're lucky enough to grab the Jiggy before he gets too close to you and initiates that dialogue box, you'll be fine. You can just simply walk out, no problem. It's entirely up to you. But of course, if you're speedrunning, you definitely don't want that dialogue box to happen. So that's the sarcophagus Jiggy. Since I'm playing on Xbox, I can't just roll into the side of the sarcophagus and just grab the Jiggy that way. That method has been abolished. So because of that fact, we had to use another method to get inside. That method is shoot an egg. It doesn't consume an actual egg so long as you aim in the right spot. What it does, it extends Kazooie's neck through the sarcophagus, and she's able to just simply grab the Jiggy behind the sarcophagus. No problem. So you're able to do that glitch without an issue. It just takes slightly longer due to the extra animations. But hey, just saying. Figure I'd throw that out there anyway. Just an extra piece of trivia, I guess. Also, for whatever reason, the Gobi's Valley entrance lasts the longest out of all of them. Granted, on N64 it was the same sort of thing due to the lag. But here, with it being smooth and everything, it really shouldn't take as long as it does. I also realized I just forgot about adding in that extra split that I added on N64 of reminding myself to grab the Witch Switch Jiggies for Freezy Peak as well as Mad Monster Mansion. Hopefully I'll remember to grab those on my way out. Well, of course, when I get done Mad Monster Mansion, that is. Okay. And now it's time for a drink break, because, my god, I need it. Okay, for those of you wondering what I'm drinking today, it's Propel Kiwi Strawberry. That is what I'm drinking today. I've been trying to drink more water lately, since Mom has been buying Diet Snapple teas, as well as the Propel. the Propel was recently added back onto the quote-unquote good list when it comes to, like, Weight Watchers and stuff of that nature. So, that's pretty sweet. It's now considered healthy to drink it again. Previously, it wasn't due to the high amount of sodium of which the water had for some reason. There we go. Glad that's done. On to the next thing. Okay. That'll work. May have lost a little bit of time due to that, but doesn't matter to me. Okay, really, game? Wow, that was weird. Absolutely weird. Stood on the sled, and yet it did not go. What's up with that game? Yeah, I love it when the game's being weird. It just allows me to create moments like that. Which is pretty funny if you think about it. Sometimes the oddest glitches can make people laugh. Also, how did I get stuck? Okay. Okay, this is going to be kind of interesting. Due to the amount of Mumbo tokens required to get the Walrus transformation, I have a feeling I'm not going to have enough by the time I get done the next part here. Which is really, really annoying. The Walrus transformation requires 15 Mumbo tokens. Goddamn termite. Get out of my way. Okay, seriously? Wow, screw you, game. Seriously, screw you. Good idea to grab as many freaking feathers as I can, because I'm definitely going to need them. I thought for a second there I was going to breeze right over his head. Of course, I bounced. Wow, okay. I thought he was going to knock me out of my flight for a second there. Oh, shoot, fly. Panic flying is never a good idea. Let that be a lesson to all of you. Trust me. It's a bad, bad idea. Okay. I'm going to try something a little bit different. God damn it. The reason why I did that is because the next requirement for Mumbo tokens, I just barely have enough for them. Barely have enough for the next transformation. And I figured maybe trying a slightly altered route, things will work out a little bit better. Especially when it comes to the next major thing, which is the first boggy race. Let's begin. Of course, with the first race, we still have some work to do when it comes to collecting things. and preparing beforehand. Come on, get on the roof. Thank you. Okay, apparently I got one of the notes already. Weird. Okay. That should still be good. Now then, I don't think I can cancel this one out. Oh, I can. Never mind. Unfortunately, I can't cancel this dialog box. This is one of those things where you have to do the button combination in order to cancel it, which does kind of suck. Seriously? Okay, I'm surprised that I've managed to stay in the race. For those of you who haven't been around since some of my previous runs, when trying to collect all the collectibles around the legs of the snowman, I have a lot of trouble with collecting everything around one leg and still be able to stay in the race. Usually I have to take L on the race itself in order to collect everything. Also, move your dummy thick body, dude! Seriously, move it! There we go, first race down. Phew! To be honest, that went pretty dang smoothly. Smoother than I was expecting, really. So I'm definitely happy about that. Also, what's up? What's up with you? Why are you speaking now? You're being weird. I guess was a thought that Boggy, since Boggy is technically a bear, he's kind of was scared of him. It makes sense because he's also scared of Banjo and Kazooie. Although, now that I think about it, is Wuzza a he or she? I feel like it's a he. I never really looked up Wuzza's information. So, if anyone has any ideas of what Wuzza's gender is, feel free to let me know. Okay. Definitely glad that's done. Alright. Next thing we're going to do now is we're going to start making our way up the frickin' scarf in the snowman statue. Kind of sucks that we lost quite a bit of health trying to get around the level. Granted, I crashed a couple of times, and also, okay. There's no need to adjust the camera here for this slope. At least on Xbox, due to the smoothness of the game now. I guess the reason why they zoom in the camera so close is to save on frames and reduce lag, or something to that extent. Not too sure. Okay, here we go. Sweet. Made it up with only 2 feathers. Definitely like that. Come on. Okay. I can't see. Okay, I'm surprised I didn't land. Oh well. It is a little bit slower to do things this way, but it's fine. At least I have one more hit point to work with now, so I'm happy with that. Okay. Almost done with Freezy Peak. Got a little bit of work left to do. We have a few more notes to collect here, and we also have the second boggy race, which we're going to start right about now. However, we first need to grab some health, because oh my god, I need it. And the second is to grab those 4 notes that are back behind Boggy. Okay, let's do this. I hope what I did earlier isn't going to come back and bite me in the butt. And of course it bit me in the butt. Okay. Huh, I'm surprised I managed to catch back up. Holy crap. One note left. Thankfully, I know where it is. Out of my way, thick boy! There we go. That's all 100 notes. And I win. Oh, yeah! That was smooth, baby. I love it. That's what I like to see, baby. Nice and smooth, like a smooth criminal. And we have plenty of health to work with for the next section, which is now the final swim. Let's get to work. Okay, that does not work. Okay. I should have enough health to make it through. Come on, baby, we can make it. Excellent. Done and done. Excellent. That's what I like to see, folks. That's Freezy Peak. Overall, a very smooth run. There were a few mistakes that were made during the course of the run, but overall, though, it was surprisingly smooth, and I definitely liked that quite a lot. Definitely very, very happy with the way Freezy Peak went. Because, oh my god, that level has been so freaking mean to me lately, it's not even funny. Okay. Next stop will be Gobi's Valley, but of course before we head there, we have to open up Mad Monster Mansion. This way, when we finish up Gobi's Valley, we can head straight there. Speaking of Gobi's Valley, I know that dang it. I know that the Gobi clip is easier to execute on Xbox than it is on N64. However, the new method, I've actually tried to use the new method on Xbox as well, and it's about as inconsistent as it is on N64. At least for me. Of course, everyone else can do it just fine on like their first or second try. Granted, the runs I've seen are the successful ones, and not the unsuccessful ones, if you know what I mean. Because where there's success, there's a ton of failure to follow. Or beforehand. Regardless, it is something I feel like throwing out there. Okay, let's do this. Here we go, Gobi's Valley. This wonderful level. Off the tree, let's go. Oh, damn it. Well, that was some unnecessary damage, and I definitely do not like that at all. Oh well. He'll be fine. It'll be fine, trust me. Oh god, no. Please do not do this to me, game. Thank you. Okay. At least that went pretty dang smooth. Not the smoothest, mind you, but it was smooth enough. And I'm happy with it. Also, the reason why I took the extra time to aim my eggs is because I need eggs, dang it. I need every single one to not miss. Now watch, I say that and I miss the next shot. Okay. Funny enough, when it comes to this route on Xbox, it's definitely worth to try to grab as many collectibles as you can. Because you're going to be using them quite a lot. And by collectibles, of course, I mean the eggs and feathers. Of course it spawned. All because I zoomed the camera out and I couldn't zoom it back in. Oh well. It's fine, we can just do this. This is fine. A little bit of extra time is needed here. Okay, I see. I kind of forgotten how the camera controls worked in this version of the game. Kind of weird I say this, but it's actually true. I'm so used to N64's control scheme. Alright, next stop, the puzzle pyramid. Oh, that's better. Shoot on the boot. Oops. Wrong one. Out of my way, you stupid frickin' mummy. I almost called him a zombie, by the way. Why? Because potatoes. Nah. I mean, he kinda is a zombie in a sense, just mummified. It's a mummy. An evil mummy that rose back from the depths of hell, just to ruin our lives. Just like with regular zombies, except mummies do not want to eat our brains. Instead, what they want is something far worse, like our souls. I did not mean to do that. I'm surprised that second burst even worked. Okay. That's one thing I definitely don't like about this game sometimes. No matter which version it is. Sometimes you may end up triggering something that you don't mean to. Such as the Wonder Wing. Oh, high CPU usage detected. Oh dear. I wonder what's eating up my CPU. Well, regardless, it's not good. Okay, how the hell did I miss that? Oh, come on, game! You really have to do that? God, that is lame. It's like I hit the rock and yet it doesn't break. It just ruins me. Gobi's Valley has never been the kindest of levels to me. Hardly ever. Okay. Let's do this. Are you serious? Wow, how did I miss that? Well, there goes even more time. Because I'm gonna have to reactivate the switch and stuff again. Yep, of course. Alright, let's try again. What really threw me off, and I knew I wasn't going to make it, was the fact that I missed the first note on this frickin' pyramid. Okay. Second try is perfectly fine. Just hate the fact that it costed me so much frickin' time due to that. Due to stupid bullcrap. Or, no, it wasn't bullcrap, it was just due to me being a frickin' idiot. Okay. I know that last one was kind of slow, but the reason why is because I needed to readjust the camera to get my bearings. And no, that was not a bear pun. I'm just mentioning a pretty common observation. Come on, up the wall. Why am I going that way? Why did I miss? Screw it. It's fine. It's not like I'm that far into the maze anyway. Damn, that was awful. Oh well. Okay, was I going through the Jiggy or was that just me? Weird. Okay. Not the smoothest quick dive ever, but it's not like it needed to be anyway. Oh, come on. How did I miss that? Is it me or does it seem like I keep glitching through stuff? Okay. Right. Still this one here. Oh, okay. There was one more. Didn't realize. Okay. We're good here. Now then, we have a little bit of work left to do here. Unfortunately, I didn't quite optimize this level the way I could have done. So, what I'm going to go ahead and do here is make a slight route change when it comes to this particular part of the level. And the reason why I bring this up is we still have to fly through the remaining hoops. Hey, OG Big! Welcome to the stream. Things are going fine here. As you can see, I'm speedrunning Banjo Kazooie today, and I'm also having really bad RNG when it comes to these dang hoops, which is lame. Okay. Damn it! Ah, failed the frickin' flight. Man, I suck. That is really annoying. Especially considering now I've lost so much frickin' time. That's true. A lot of people tend to run the game on N64. Myself included. Sometimes, when I was first starting out with speedrunning Banjo Kazooie, I was speedrunning the Xbox version. I eventually switched to N64, but the reason why I'm playing through the Xbox version again today is because I wanted to try out a different route. And thanks to the new Ninpalk Skip being a thing, I figured I'd try to optimize my run on Xbox a bit more with the new route in mind. Or at least with the new skip in mind. The routing is slightly different in comparison to my original route. And the only real difference is, instead of doing Treasure Trove Cove in level 2, I decided to do Clanker's Cavern as level 2. And then do Treasure Trove Cove. And the reason why I did that is because the FFM route that I employed here is the quote-unquote non-traditional one that Xbox players employ. due to the fact that you can't skip messages in this version of the game, it's faster to do the non-traditional FFM route on the Xbox version of Banjo Kazooie. Again, this is due to the fact that you can't skip messages. As far as my ranking is concerned, I'm currently ranked, I believe, 15th last time I checked. So, not the most impressive thing ever, but that's when it comes to the Xbox category. On N64, my rank is much lower. I think in like the hundredths range. Figured. Up! Get up! Oh, that was far too close. You just started running this game, huh? Interesting. Well, there's a lot to learn when it comes to this game. That is for sure. But let me tell you, learning the tricks and everything is definitely well worth the effort of going through. The most important trick that you want to learn when it comes to this game in particular is definitely FFM, known as Furnace Fun Moveset. It's a glitch where you can go through and transfer your moves from one save file to another. It's very easy to execute. All you have to do is just reduce your life count to 0. Of course. Well, I failed the death warp. Fantastic. Okay, so, anyway, what I was trying to do there was I was trying to execute what is known as a death warp. But due to my health being too high by the time I grabbed the extra honeycombs, I could not employ the death warp. Instead, my health got restored. So, that was kind of lame. I lost a bit of time. Speaking of time, I forgot to execute my split. Mistake. Oh well. Again, this is fine. This happens every now and again. Especially when I'm going on a tangent. Okay. Anyway, back to the previous discussion with FFM. All you have to do is just reduce your lives to 0. Make it tough when you're on Furnace Fun. Then make your way over to a minigame square. Okay, how the hell did that mess? Of course. Extra unnecessary egg much? Okay, so as I was trying to say, you just reduce your lives to 0. Afterwards, you just navigate your way to a time square, intentionally kill yourself in the minigame if you possibly can, and then after that, the glitch will then become active. Also, what the hell am I doing? Okay. So upon activating the glitch, you can then start up a new save file. It may seem like nothing is happening at first, but upon reaching Mumbo's Mountain, if you manage to do Talon Trot as soon as you enter the level, then that means you've activated the glitch. And all the moves that were transferred from one save file are then transferred to your new file. So that's awesome. That is honestly the most important glitch that you'll need to master, which, oddly enough, is one of the easiest in the entire game. So, it's not that bad, but it is the most important. Okay, I wasn't sure how many gold feathers I had, so sometimes it's better to be safe and grab an extra one than be sorry and not have enough of something. Trust me, it can happen, especially if you're doing the non-traditional FFM route. The non-traditional FFM route is where resource management becomes that much more important. Due to the fact that you don't gain any eggs or feathers from bottles when you learn the moves, since you technically already have the moves, there is no need to grab the move whatsoever. You just have to collect the eggs and feathers necessary to execute the moves, and bada bing, bada boom, you're off to the races. But again, due to the way resource management works and everything, a lot of times throughout your run, you're going to be low on everything. So that is something you do have to kind of keep in mind. However, executing FFM in this fashion is not advisable on N64. And the reason as to why is, on N64, you can skip messages by pushing a simple button combination of L, R, and B. Because of that fact that you can do that on N64 and not on Xbox, it's faster to do the traditional FFM method. Ow. Stupid Teehee. I hate those buggers. Okay, that was unnecessary. Oh well. Not a big deal. Just gotta roll with it. Okay, seriously, Teehee? Go away. Funny enough, those enemies, you can't kill them in very many ways. The only way you can truly kill them is by the Wonder Wing. Oh my god, I slipped! Twice! Wow, go me. Oh my god, are you serious? Okay. How did that miss? Seriously, screw these frickin' pots. If your aim is not anywhere but center, it's going to bounce right out or just plain miss. God damn it. If you're like me and you feel like you need the extra eggs and feathers, just come in here and grab the extra things you need. You do lose a bit of time by doing this, but it just ensures that you have extra resources necessary to get through the remaining parts of the game. Especially when it comes to the wonky bounce physics of the eggs in the pots. Seriously. Sometimes it may be worth it to grab a little bit of extra assurance. But if you're on world record pace, then it's not worth it. Me, I'm not going for world record. No! Not yet. If I'm going to go for world record, I need to learn 2 more massive tricks that many speedrunners employ, at least the top runners do anyway. Those are Reverse B Adventure and, of course, Freezes You Peak Early and 450 No Door Skip. Once I figure out how to master those two tricks in particular, I'm gonna be set. And I'll definitely be a contender for world record holder. Eventually, when I learn those things anyway. Of course, it's gonna take time before I can even do that. Oh my god, how did I get stuck? That works. Honestly, I'm kind of surprised I even managed to land on top of this thing without falling off. Okay. J is over here. Other than mastering those tricks and whatnot, it also comes down to optimization. Ow. And also not dying helps too. It helps quite a lot, actually. Because if you die in the wrong time when playing on N64, you lose all of the major collectibles, minus the jiggies, of course. I'm talking about notes and Jinjos. Xbox, you don't have to worry about that. Once something important is collected, such as a note, a Jinjo, or a Jiggy, whatever, doesn't matter, it stays collected. Okay. Did not mean to do that. Dang it. What I was trying to do there was prepare myself to grab the Jiggy as it's spawning in from collecting all the Jinjos in the level. Afterwards, I would jump into the water, then jump back out with the Jiggy in my hand. And upon jumping out of the water and landing back in, I would then collect the Jiggy without having to do the Jiggy dance. That saves you several seconds. I think about 4 seconds total. However, it's pretty dang difficult to pull off. There are 2 locations that well, actually 3 locations that I know of where you can execute that. The first location is Mumbo's Mountain with the blue Jinjo. The second, of course, is Mad Monster Mansion, once again with the blue Jinjo. And the final location that you can do that glitch in is Rusty Bucket Bay. Oddly enough, that one is with the yellow Jinjo and is the easiest of the 3 to execute. So in order of difficulty from easiest to hardest, easiest is Rusty Bucket Bay. Second hardest is Mumbo's Mountain, and finally the hardest one is Mad Monster Mansion. The reason why Mad Monster is the most difficult out of all 3 is due to the Jiggy not spawning very high into the air when it's spawning in. So you kind of have to time it perfectly so that way you're able to grab the Jiggy when it becomes solid. When it's first spawning in, it does not become solid until about a second after the celebration animation commences. So you have to use that timing. You have to have really good timing when it comes to that in order to execute that trick perfectly. There is something else you can learn when it comes to fully optimizing this section right here. That is pressing down on each and every single of these organ keys with Mozart before Mozart even presses down on a single key. There are a lot of keys that you have to memorize in both of these phases of this. Thankfully, the pattern is always the same from playthrough to playthrough. But even so, if you can memorize them all, you have to be really fast in order to even be able to do it in the first place. If you're too slow, then the keys that you press down are going to be registered as wrong, which is rather ridiculous, but I'm just saying, it's true. Believe me, I've tried a couple of times. Granted, I just move extremely slowly, but hey. So like I said, there are a lot of keys to memorize fully, but if you manage to pull it off, you can save quite a bit of time. Okay. There's that one. Come here, you little bugger. If I would have tried to jump up there as the teehee was chasing me down, I would have been caught and knocked off of the frickin' bench, which that would have been very disastrous. Just saying, you don't want that to happen. Especially when you're in the middle of a speedrun. Okay. Okay, 83. I think I'm on a good pace when it comes to note collecting. I think this is where I need to be anyway for the next section coming up. Which, thankfully, this next section is the last one. So remember the windows of which we broke before as Banjo Kazooie? Well, we kind of needed to come back in here as the pumpkin in order to grab the collectibles that are in here. So, that is pretty neat. Kind of sucks you can't get them as the Baron Bird, but even so. As long as you're able to grab them right here and now, I'm perfectly happy with it. Okay. Hmm, 89. I think that's the number I need to be at by the time I exit that pipe section. Trying to remember for sure if that's the case. Okay, here's something pretty annoying. When it comes to those platforms in particular, you have to jump well before you even reach them. Otherwise, you'll be pushed underneath of the platform for some weird reason. Okay. Come on, exit. Thank you. And bada bing, bada booma, we are finished. That is Mad Monster Mansion. Now all we need to do is just death warp out of here. And there we go. All done with that. Now the next thing that we're going to be doing is we're going to go ahead and transform back into the Baron Bird. However, we're going to actually save and quit after we do one other thing after transforming back. And that is after we activate a water switch, which is located in here. Come on. Thank you. Once we raise the water level in this room, well, okay, it's not this room in particular, but you get what I mean, right? I hope you do. Okay. We're actually going to save and quit. Oddly enough, if you're playing this on N64, it's actually faster to hit reset. Continue playing offline, please. Thank you. Anyway, back to what I was saying. If you're playing this on N64, it's faster to hit reset on the console itself rather than doing the whole save and quit thing. And the reason as to why, on N64 anyway, is due to the fact that since you are playing on a quote-unquote new save file, it hasn't technically seen the game over cutscene. So as a result of that, you then have to sit through that whole cutscene. However, if you hit reset, you don't have to sit through the cutscene whatsoever. However, if you're playing the Xbox version of the game, if you've seen the cutscene once, regardless of which save file has seen it, you can just skip right through it, no problem. So that is awesome. Okay. Alright, before we head off to our next destination, which is going to be Rusty Bucket Bay, everyone's favorite level, we have some work to do. We have 2 Witch Switch Jiggies to pick up that are in this room. First one is easy. This one, of course, is the one from Mad Monster Mansion. As I fly around like a freaking pansy and miss. God damn it. Well, there went that time save. And there goes some health. God damn it. I didn't think I was high enough to lose health that way. Dang it. Oh well. Anyway, you want to be flying basically at all times in order to grab both of these jiggies. Otherwise, you lose quite a bit of time due to having to reactivate the flight pad again. And you lose even more time if you end up missing it. Which is pretty easy to do. By the way, this flight pad is used to execute the 450 note door skip as well as Freeze's Peak early. However, since I've been through Freeze's Peak, that's no longer necessary. And there we go. That's another one down. Oddly enough, the reason why that works is due to Banjo Kazooie's positioning and the fact that when Kazooie does her beak bomb, she extends her neck. And as a result of that, the neck extends just far enough to grab the jiggy behind the wall. So you can grab that jiggy without the need of activating the witch switch in Freeze's Peak, which is awesome. Oh, come on, game. Seriously? Okay. Alright. Time to open up everyone's favorite level, Rusty Mother Truckin' Bucket Bay. Oh boy, this is gonna be a fun one. Oddly enough, despite the fact that this is one of the most difficult levels in the entire game, I can go through this level pretty fast. Granted, all the stars have to line up most of the time, which thankfully they do, but watch as I say that and everything goes wrong. And if you've played this level yourself, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Which, that will be coming up very, very shortly. We have some work over here first. If I can manage to jump properly. I'm surprised that bear punch even worked. Okay, this is fine. We'll just do this. Okay, or just miss the pipe altogether. And again, seriously, screw these dang pipes. Okay. Okay, time for the worst part of the entire level, the engine room. This is the room where many runs die in. And I feel like I gotta pee. Fantastic. There's a lot of waiting around when it comes to these spinning turbines. It is possible that you can jump on them as they're spinning, but the window which you're allowed to push the A button to execute another jump is incredibly tight. So tight, in fact, that it's kind of questionable whether or not it's even possible. It's almost like task level of A button inputs. Also, that trick. That can be kind of difficult, especially if you're not lined up properly and the timing is poor. If the timing is poor, then you'll get double tapped, and worst case scenario, you'll be thrown off. Okay. That was oddly the hardest part of the whole thing. So now all we have to do is just phase through this wall and we'll be on our way. No, seriously, this works. Trust me. Oddly enough, I have better success of doing that as running against it with Banjo. I don't know why that works, but it does. It works in all versions of the game. Whether you're playing N64 or Xbox, the glitch works, and it's awesome. Just timing of getting inside the wall and timing it with the fans and everything can be kind of strict. Especially when you want to fully optimize everything. Which I don't have that kind of time due to me screwing up too much. Oh well. Let's just go for the jiggy now. And we'll have to take an L on this one. Come on, out. The most optimal way of going through that whole section is to grab the notes on the back of the ship, jump on the wooden box, onto the metal thing that's above me right now, grab the 4 notes, jump back down, quick dive, then get back underwater, grab the purple Jinjo, and then swim all the way to the jiggy that's behind the propellers. Then after you do all that, then you make your way over here. That's the most optimal way of doing it. However, if you happen to take too long, either by phasing through the wall or by other means, you unfortunately lose a bit of time. And you have to just simply say screw it, go for the jiggy, so that way you don't have to go through the whole engine room thing all over again. Trust me. It's better to take care of it, get it done and out of the way as quickly as possible. That is priority number one. And if you happen to mess up, yeah, you're going to have to lose a lot of time if you want to go through all that again. Okay. Not quite. The most optimal way of doing that whole section is fire 3 eggs, grab the Jiggy, and then bounce off of Boss Boombox. That way you skip the Jiggy Dance animation and also grab the Jiggy at the same exact time. Timing of that is also very strict, but if you manage to pull it off, you can save quite a bit of time in the long run. Trust me. I think I've only managed to pull that off once, and only once. Okay. I thought I was soft-locked for a second there. That would have been bad. Someone clip that immediately, and that I shall. Whew. That was kind of scary, to be honest. I definitely did not want to go through all that stupid crap again. That is for sure. Especially when I'm on such a good pace, too. It would have been a real shame if I would have lost it due to being soft-locked via a troll. Okay. Where am I going? Apparently, nowhere. God damn it. Stupid troll. Okay. Oh, come on! How? Damn, man. That is annoying. Having to take unnecessary damage when you really shouldn't have. Really? Well, that wasn't really fair. Oh well. Dang it. Okay. Oh, that's the wrong one. Well, thank God for cutscene land, stopping me dead in my tracks before I did something stupid. Granted, I know stepping into a hot oven like that was dumb, but trust me, it's better to do that than it is to waste a gold feather and grab the Mumbo token that way. Okay. Oh my God. Seriously? Okay. Now for this. Funny enough, this is also another section of the game where it can get very laggy on N64, but again, on Xbox, that's completely taken care of. It's abolished. No lag. Everything's good. Okay. I'm surprised that troll showed up there, of all places. Well, that was kinda neat. But of course, we still have some work left to do here. We have quite a bit of a ways to go. Thankfully, it's not too much further now. Honestly, I was kind of worried that the camera was going to freak out there. It has a tendency to do that, which is extremely annoying. Okay. Also, that damage boost was intentional. The reason as to why it was is simple. It's faster to just swim through the acid than it is to just proceed across the barrels normally. How did I miss? I guess I wasn't I guess I was not holding down left good enough. All right. Just a little bit left to go, and then we are out of here. Like I said, this is a pretty fast level, despite the difficulty. Okay. How? I have no idea. Don't ask, just go. Thankfully, the trolls themselves don't deal too much damage, but they are kind of annoying with the fact that they can essentially get you cornered and ruin your life. Plus, they take 2 rolls in order to take them down, so you have to hit them with a rat-a-tap-rap in order to truly defeat them. Okay. Time to grab the last Jiggy, and then we're out. Pretty much. Just got the second honeycomb piece, of course. Out of my way, Snacker. Trust me, this is all part of the plan. And thus, we skip the animation. So, that is sweet. That's all 10 Jiggies of the level. We're done. Pretty much. Just got one last thing to do. And that is KMS, after we grab the second empty honeycomb piece here. Which is very easy to do. Thankfully, there's an enemy in here that can deal 2 damage to us each time it hits us. And that's good for me. Okay, here we go. And that is Rusty Bucket Bay. Phew. Very nice to see. Saved nearly 4 minutes from my previous run on Xbox. Which is freaking awesome. Okay, we still have a bit of a ways to go, though. All we have left to do now is open up, eat. What am I missing as far as lair jiggies? trying to think. Anyone got any ideas what I'm missing? Because I certainly can't figure it out yet. I know there's the one you can get from Click Clock Wood, and its completion and everything. Or it's Witch Switch. Oh, come on, game. Are you serious? Okay. This is very concerning because I can't remember! Oh, that's right. Now I remember which one it is. I forgot about the Clanker's Cavern one. Okay, I'm glad I remembered now, and thankfully we are right there. So we can just simply grab this one and go. So, crisis averted for now, anyway. Can't believe I forgot about this. That's what happens when I go on a tangent. Okay. That was unfortunate. Oh well. Thankfully, this Jiggy was right there, rather than, like, further on into the lair. So, it's not that bad. It honestly isn't. There we go. Alright. Now that the Click Clock Wood is open, it's time to take on the level. With 18 Mumbo tokens in hand, we should be able to find enough of them throughout the course of our run in Click Clock Wood to be able to grab the final transformation. The final transformation, which is the B transformation, is it requires 25 Mumbo tokens, so pretty expensive. But thankfully, it's not that bad. There are several Mumbo tokens hidden throughout the Click Clock Wood, and they can easily be accessed. So we shouldn't have too much of a problem accessing the final transformation. Speaking of Click Clock Wood, I think there's a bit of a extra... There's some death abuse that people employ on the Xbox version due to the fact that it can take quite a bit of time to get back to the main hub area where Click Clock Wood starts. But even so. Also, the extra health here is necessary. I lost quite a bit on the way because I was stupid. Another very annoying quirk when it comes to, or one annoying quirk when it comes to this level in particular, is whenever you kill the first bird in this level, for whatever reason it has a death cutscene that you have to sit through. Thankfully, it only lasts a couple of seconds, but even so, it's still annoying nonetheless. I thought I hit B twice. I guess I only hit it once. Oh well. Okay. One thing worth remembering when it comes to optimizing the spring portion of Click Clock Wood is that during the spring, most of the notes are located on a bridge, or on the bridges. So that is something you can keep in mind. I'm surprised that even worked. Because I made a wrong turn and should have turned left over at Albuquerque. Okay. Okay, egg count is looking good. That's what I like to see. Okay, and with that, we're done with spring for now. However, we still have some work to do here, and we'll be back in spring in due time, like at the very end of this whole shebang. So, that's pretty neat. Okay, on to summer now. Okay. Time to start summer, which is probably one of the more annoying seasons to go through. Simply due to some of the tasks that you have to do here. Thankfully, it's not the worst thing ever. Was that beaver swimming, or is it just my imagination? Yeah, it must have been my imagination. Okay. That's awesome. Trust me, you definitely want to do things this way. At least, in my opinion. Although, everyone can do things their own way when it comes to playing through this game. Whether it be speedrunning or playing through it casually. Doesn't matter. Okay. One very annoying thing about summer is the fact that there aren't very many caterpillars in spring. You need 5 of them in order to feed Erie. At least for summer. However, you need 10 more once you reach fall. Also, bull RNG. You gotta love it. Okay, seriously? How did that not count? That was bullcrap. Okay. Okay. Next thing we're going to be doing is making our way up these leaves here. And the reason why we're doing this is not only is it kind of a shortcut, but it also leads to a jiggy, which is something we definitely need. And you may be wondering now, why is it that we don't continue our ascent from there? Well, the reason for that is very, very simple. Continuing that way will not allow us to collect the caterpillars necessary to feed Erie once we reach him. And if we don't have enough caterpillars, that's a lot of time lost right there, which is very, very bad. Okay, here we go. Time for this. 4. 4 gold feathers. Not a bad amount to have left remaining. Still, though. I would like to have a little more gold feathers in my book. Because once we reach fall, we need at least 4 of them for certain notes and fetus fly traps. Okay. Oh my god, camera, work with me here. Sometimes it's a better idea just to stop dead in your tracks and get the camera reoriented before you move on. This way, you can actually see where you're going and you don't end up slipping off like an idiot, like me. Okay, here you go, Yuri. Have some nice frickin' caterpillars. Okay. I think after this cutscene finishes, I'm gonna pause the timer temporarily, so that way I can use the frickin' bathroom. Alright. I'm off to the bathroom. I gotta pee like a Russian racehorse. I'll be back. Okay. I have returned. For a moment there, I thought the sound went out for some reason. Alright, and here we go. Let us resume this marvelous adventure. Okay. Almost done here. We're almost done. All we have left now is fall, and then it'll be time for winter. Now, when it comes to fall, fall has the most, it has the most notes in it. Speaking of notes, there are 2 fetus fly traps in this level where, you kind of need to use some gold feathers in order to get inside them. Most of the time I can get away with using only 2 gold feathers for each of the fetus fly traps that I need to go through. However, there are some instances where I end up actually getting lucky and using only 1, so I'm happy about that whenever it does occur. It just saves on gold feathers in the long run, which is sweet. I know it seems like we haven't gotten very many Jiggies, but trust me, that's about to change. We're going to be collecting a large number of Jiggies during fall now, so prepare yourselves. We're going to get a lot of Jiggies in a short period of time. Also, that 1 extra caterpillar that we technically didn't need is definitely going to come in handy for fall, that is for sure. There you go. Nice smack in the back of the head. Or more like the lump, but hey, just saying. funny enough, when it comes to bringing up the spud of the flower, I've seen runners activate the full blooming of the flower in spring. However, the game does not expect you to do things like that, and so the camera gets locked in place. So what runners have to do to compensate for that is they have to run blindfolded to Mumbo's hut, which is the nearest loading zone. After successfully making it to the loading zone, then the camera goes back to normal. It's a very difficult trick, but the reason why runners do that is because it saves a little bit of time. I'm not sure how much time exactly it saves, but it is quite a bit. Okay, one more Mumbo token to go, which thankfully we'll be able to grab momentarily. Okay. 69. 69 notes. Oh, come on. Are you serious, game? I did the rat-a-tap rap, and yet it just refused to register. Better kill that asshole before he causes pain. Damn it! Well, that's annoying. Well then, you may be wondering, what is it I'm doing in here? Well, there's actually a couple of notes that are in here along with the caterpillar, so it's definitely worth coming back in here. There we are. Alright. We're good on caterpillars for the time being. Thankfully, there's one more that we have left to collect, and it's over where Eerie is located. Just behind him, actually. Did not mean to do that. But it's fine. Okay. Excellent. That's what I like to see. Okay. Asshole from Assholevania is dead. That dragonfly there is a massive nuisance. And the reason why he's so much of a pain is if he hits you, there's a high possibility or a very high chance that he'll end up throwing you all the way back down to the bottom of the tree. And that could possibly kill you as a result. And you definitely do not want that to happen. Especially if you're playing on N64, in which case the consequences are extremely dire. Also screwed this game. Sometimes I swear the hit detection on these freaking acorns is complete bonkers. That's the nicest way I can describe them, other than broken. Seriously, the hitbox on the acorns are smaller than the character models. Okay, time to hand these acorns to you, my friend. Here you are. Now, the reason why you don't want to talk to the squirrel on Xbox before grabbing all 6 acorns is due to the fact that you have to sit through its entire dialogue sequence. On Xbox, on N64, you can just skip through it with a button combination. Sometimes it's a better idea just to simply wait and just proceed safely. It's safety. May cost a bit of time, but who cares? As long as you're safe and you make it through, that's all that matters. Oh my god, the camera freaked out. Here you go, Eerie. Eat up. Oh my god, go on. Thank you. Jesus. Flip. Phew. Okay. Now then. It's time to head on out of here and prepare for a good old winter. If I can see. Okay, this is fine. At least the camera corrected itself shortly after. Also, that dragonfly is also an asshole. Granted, it's not as big of an asshole as the one on the bridge during fall. Holy crap. Okay, here we go. Time for winter, which, oddly enough, takes the least amount of time to complete out of all 4 seasons. Oh, come on! Frickin' sniper snowman. Oh, god damn it. Screw it. Okay. Alright. Hey there, buddy. Good to see you. Okay. Oh, that's unfortunate. Couldn't quite fly low enough. Oh well, I'm okay with that. Can still make up for lost time elsewhere. I'm surprised that even worked. That was like really far off to the left. I thought for a moment there it was just going to bounce off the wall and just be a doof. Thankfully that wasn't the case. Oh my god. Camera. Don't get stuck on the snowman, please. I get the fact that you're a big fan of FaZe Clan and everything, but that snowman is not a member of FaZe Clan. Trust me, I looked him up. Hashtag not really. Hashtag sorry not sorry. Okay. Looks like something popped up on Snapchat. Speaking of Snapchat, I did create an account on Snapchat recently. Also, that was bullshit. Are you seriously doing this to me, game? Thank you! Jesus, that's annoying. For whatever reason, it seems like the hitbox on that window in particular is really, really wonky. If it's not dead center, you're bouncing off and you're receiving damage as a result, which is stupid. Alright. Oh, God damn it! I'm surprised I managed to pull that save off. Saves in speedrunning! Yes! Yes. Okay. Okay. Trust me, this damage I'm giving myself is intentional. Alright. Next thing we're going to do now is grab the last honeycomb piece in the entire game. Afterwards, we're actually going to death warp out of here. This is actually part of the Xbox route. On Xbox, you can death warp with no major penalties. So, that is sweet. However, we have to be kind of fast in order to execute this proper. Here we go. All done with that. And the reason why we do that is so that way we can quickly return here and head into spring and move, baby! And start heading over towards where Mumbo's hut is located, and then grab the bee transformation and grab the last few jiggies and be on our way. I think for other top runners on Xbox, they death warp in other places. Though I find those extra death warps to be unnecessary, at least in my personal opinion. Because you can just, so long as you're following the route properly, you'll be able to get through Click Clock Wood at a decent pace without the need of death warping. Minus the one in winter, of course. Alright. Alright. Only got a couple more jiggies left to grab. Here's number one. As soon as I can fly back around and grab it, that is. And number two is just around the corner. Quite literally. Okay. Alright. Now time to grab the last Jinjo, the last Jiggy of this level, and then it's time to void out of here. I'm dead serious. It's actually very easy to void out of this area. Bada banga bada booma, we saved nearly 5 minutes from that as a result. That is sweet. And there we go. All done. Despite the little mistake that was made earlier on. Oh yeah. It's time, folks. Time to finish this. Just got a little bit left to go. We just got the quiz show, and pray to God we don't get a visual question on the first death square. It's the only thing we need to worry about here. It does kind of suck we have to sit through this whole frickin' dialogue sequence. Again, this only applies to Xbox. N64, you don't have to worry about that. You can just skip the entire dialogue sequence. Okay, what does he do? He's a garbage grinder. Next, that is Click Clock Wood. Okay. I thought it was that. That is a note. That is Tip Top. Alright, time for the skip. Let's do this. Ah, not quite. There we go. I love this skip! Bazinga, baby! That is almost 8.5 minutes! That is sweet! Alright. Time for the final battle! Of course, we still need to open up the door of Grunty, and also open up a couple of other doors, which are for the egg refill, as well as the red feather refill, I think. Yes, I need red feathers now! Okay. We are. Now, hopefully I could pull off a cauldron skip. Probably not. It's worth a shot. Well, dang it. That sucked. I'm not sure what the proper point that you have to be in order to pull off this skip. I kind of wish there was like an in-depth tutorial on how you can execute this skip. I mean, if you fail to execute the skip on N64, it's not that big of a time loss. You just hit LR and B and move on. However, if you fail it on Xbox, you lose quite a bit of time. I think about 20 to 30 seconds or something. I mean, there's a lot of dialogue that you have to go through, which is rather annoying. Oh well, what can I do? Let's go. I'm surprised both of those hit at the same exact time. Nice. Again, kind of surprised both of those hit at all. Sometimes it's a better idea to just play it safe rather than sorry. Come on. There you go. Okay. Time to do this. This is honestly the hardest part for me. And the reason as to why is Grunty can be pretty damn difficult to hit. If you want to play this safe, just wait for her to stop, and then go for the attack. Just keep in mind, though, she'll stop in a couple of different moments. One when she's attacking you, and another when she just plain stops. Oh, right in the head! Got it! Got her! Okay. Need to get into position now. Surprised that even worked. Ow. God damn it. Figures. I would miss the frickin' skip. Okay. I think one of the eggs actually went in during the cutscene, so I'm happy with that. Oopsie. Boom, baby. Okay, time for the final phase. Come on, baby, we can do this. Here we go. The Gingernator. Boom, baby! 245-46, mofo! Woo! Yeah! Yeah! New best time! Even better than N64, holy shit! I think I improved that by about 10 minutes! Yeah, baby! Papa Bear is feeling it! Feeling great! Man, this was awesome! Probably the best grunty fight I've ever had. I bet you if I would have had that Jinjo statue cutscene skip, I probably would have reduced that to like a 243. Regardless though, I'm very happy with these results. I honestly am. So freaking happy. Holy shit, what a freaking huge improvement over my previous runs. Best of all, I did this on my first try, which that makes me even happier. Because usually the grunty fights take me at least 2 to 3 attempts per run. Kind of funny, but it's actually true. Now my eyes are starting to water. Regardless, speaking of water, time for a celebratory water break. My God, that was awesome. Damn, that was freaking sweet. I am so freaking happy I managed to pull this off. 245-46. Let me tell you. Now then, one thing I definitely wanted to note is, I meant to say this towards the beginning of this stream, but my PB goal for this stream was a sub 250. I blew that goal out of the water by approximately 10 minutes. Seriously, it was that freaking fast. And I bet you I probably could have got that time down even further if I managed to pull off Ninpalk Skip on my first attempt at it. But hey, At least I managed to pull it off after about 10 seconds. Even so, still happy with these results. So freaking happy. What's even better now? I can just exit out of here, continue playing offline. I do not care. I don't freaking care. I'm happy with the results I have. So with that, I'm over the 3-hour mark and I am done for today. This was definitely a fun stream. And I'm very happy I managed to get a new PB on my first day back to streaming again after roughly 2 weeks of absence. So, with that, I'm done here for the day. This is General Snivy with the Banjo Kazooie 100% speedrun. Thank you all so much for watching, and if you were able to if you were able to attend the live stream live, thank you for attending. The next time I attempt to speedrun this game again, next goal is going to be a sub 240. And of course, high CPU usage. Okay, screw you, XSplit. Regardless, it's about to end anyway, so what does it matter? Anywho, thank you all once again so much for watching. Hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you all on the flip side.